Well, it all started where I lost my job, or I would have had to relocate, and I didn't want to relocate. Kids were in school, all that stuff here. We've been in Helena since '94. So I had to come up with something to do. My youngest daughter was graduating college, and she wanted to do a bakery, and she was working at a local bakery here, and so I said, well, let's build a coffee shop, or let's build a sandwich food place. Finally, we came up with, we wanted to do coffee, but we wanted to do real food, good food, not just processed stuff. And we wanted to have someplace that you could sit and entertain, and you could come up as a family, you could come as business, you could come as a student. I started thinking 1889 because I saw it on a bourbon bottle in Bozeman, and I didn't know what it was at the time. I was like, 1889, what's that represent? And so then when I found out what it was, I was like, how cool is that? We're 4 or 5 blocks from the state capitol, 1889. It was cool because we didn't advertise or market really. We just opened the doors and people came in, and the best part about it was I figured in Helena people are gonna give you a chance. Very few people knew what 1889 meant. So there's a good conversation piece there. Number 2, they'd come in because they saw coffee. So they'd come in and get coffee, and then they'd look at our menu and be like, what? You have Reubens? You have pastrami sandwiches? At the time we had a fried bologna sandwich, and they were like, oh, and then when they found out we sliced all of our meat here in-house, we do boar's head meat, which is a very, very high quality meat. They're like, oh, and you do breakfast? Yeah, we make all your burritos when you order them. We wrap them when you order them. We don't just stick them in the microwave and heat them up. They're like, oh my gosh, you crack your own eggs, yes. So what that was doing was that was forcing them to come back, because all they were coming in for was the coffee. So then they came back and tried our burritos or tried our sandwiches or tried our whatever it was. And then they're like, wow, this is more than a coffee place. If I had a dime for every time somebody did a business deal here, I'd probably have this thing paid off. But it's kind of cool to watch the amount of people that have done interviews here, I believe such as yourself, you know. But it's nice just to see the different things that go on here with families and friends and seeing people get together. The Bozeman thing was cool because, you know, like I said, the bikers were coming through Bozeman, stopped at a grocery store, and the clerk there asked them how they were getting up the glacier. They said, coming through Helena. And they said, well, hey, you got to stop at 1889, you're going to love it. They're great food, great people, and great coffee. And so they did, and they told us a story. Here's even a better one. We've actually sold coffee and an apron of ours and shipped it to the country, not the state, but the country of Georgia. So that's one of those things, and that comes from somebody who was a veteran that came in here, and that's where they're stationed. And so they actually contacted us via email and asked if we could do it, and of course we did. And so we actually have our coffee, and they're wearing our apron while they're cooking around over there with the 1889 Coffee House. That's pretty cool. Of course, being a veteran myself, I still have a Marine Corps working for me, and then we've had a young lady that went off to the Coast Guard. We've had a young man that went off to the Marine Corps. I've had the Air Force. I've had the Army. We've had an array of people work for us. We also have a couple people that are getting ready to go into the military or go to ROTCs. And that's great. I think it's awesome that these young men and women are wanting to go out and serve our country and do all that. But my big thing is, you know, I see the hardship for veterans. My thing was, what could I do for my veteran brothers and sisters? And one of the things was, hey, we opened on Veterans Day, okay? That was a big thing to us. We couldn't open on statehood of November 8th, so the next thing was I asked the city, could I at least open on Veterans Day, and they allowed it, which was great. So with that being said, we're gonna make sure we blow this up every year. We want to give a discount to any veteran. I coach my team to, if you see somebody come in a hat, a shirt, just, you know, hey, you get a 10% discount, you're a veteran. We do free coffee for veterans every Veterans Day. I carried a 97-year-old veteran on my back up our stairs because him and a group of 4 to 8 guys would meet downstairs once every couple weeks, and he always wanted to come upstairs, but he couldn't walk up the stairs. So I carried him up, and one of my other team members carried him down. They sat up here for 4 hours, and it was great. And those are the little things that we want to do whatever we can. It's hard because I've lost friends. A lot of us in the military, and in personal life have. To suicide and all that, and so that's something that I'm trying to work with the VA on now, is ways that we can maybe help with that mental illness side. And again, I'm one guy in a coffee house, but whatever awareness we can do to help, we're gonna try to invest our time and energy and the money that we do have for that type of stuff to our veterans. And I don't think I ever can do enough, but if I can help one service member, I want to do it, so it hits home, and for a lot of reasons. I do wish I would have did this a lot earlier, but I'm glad I'm doing it now because I got both my daughters that work here. This is going to be their future, not mine. I'm eventually going to step away and be the guy that's hopefully can sit down with my veteran buddies downstairs and drink some coffee and have some delicious food, and they can run the show. That's what our ultimate goal is.